If you give 1 billion yuan money, let you spend it in 1 month, how will you spend it? Buy a supercar? Or buy a castle as your house? Or looking for a beautiful woman? Or invite a top football team to perform for you? Or maybe invite Warren Buffett a lunch? Welcome to Oriental Frames. Thank you for your watching and subscribing. His name is Wang Duyu, an amateur soccer player. However, in order to make a living, sometimes he has to secretly become a goalkeeper for a women's soccer team. If he can't win on the field, he resorts to using his mouth to bite. In his free time, he even dabbles in figure art to earn some extra money to make ends meet. Finally, someone approaches him for a contract, offering 200,000 yuan. Right on the spot, he starts demonstrating the daily life of a goalkeeper. But Mr. Jean, the person making the offer, has something else to tell him.
实话实说吧，我根本没打算签你。
玩我呢？我大老远打车我过来花60呢。
Mr. Jean wanted to spend 200,000 to buy him to play match fixing, and he only needs 3 goals. This was nothing short of an insult to him. He believed that as a goalkeeper, safeguarding the goal was the team's bottom line. Naturally, he promptly declined, but not even a second later, a goal was conceded. Seeing this brutal outcome, he felt profound regret. However, he couldn't comprehend the joy of the opposing team's players. With a player like this, of course, the team promptly decided to dismiss him. The team could still function perfectly fine without him. In order to prevent his dismissal, his brother confidently declared that if Wang Duyu were to leave, he would quit as well. On the way back home, he came to realize what it means when trouble comes in spades. This was the highest level of staged accidents, meticulously setting the scene, then making sure there was no dashcam, and finally lying down quietly. Both of them were stunned, immediately taught him a lesson. However, just at that moment, someone halted them. A group of unaware citizens quickly surrounded them, and the two were wrestled to the police station. The two of them thought they were in deep trouble, but unexpectedly, someone bailed them out. It was Mr. Jean, the one who approached them earlier. They not only got into a top-tier luxury car but also revealed a shocking secret. As it turned out, Wang Duyu's grandfather had a younger brother who was unexpectedly an insurance tycoon, leaving behind a legacy of 30 billion yuan, with Wang Duyu being the sole heir.
王多余，我是你二爷。当我知道你是我唯一继承人的时候，我他妈差不点就直接嗝屁了！你这个孙子！老金，给我抽他！
遵从逝者遗愿。
This sudden appearance of a second granduncle, who seemingly came out of nowhere, left him utterly shocked, and he even questioned if he was dreaming. But what's even more bizarre is that inheriting this fortune comes with conditions. He has to spend 1 billion within a month's time. The rules are that the spending must be legal, not through gifting. He can hire no more than 100 people, he must not destroy valuable items or engage in price manipulation, and he must not tell anyone about this matter, or else he won't receive a single cent. Of course, there's also a cowardice clause. He can choose to forego the inheritance and simply take 10 million yuan. Faced with this choice, he only asked one question. To which he was told that the funds would be managed by Mr. Ng and Mr. Lai's foundations. At the mention of someone else taking the money, he unexpectedly started telling a story to Mr. Jean. He said that from a young age, his grandfather used to tell him that a man should always do things with certainty. And so, the Mr. Jean went out of his way to provide him with a professional accountant to record every expense he made. They arrived at the bank's insurance vault. Staring at the mountains of cash, the prospect of spending it all seemed rather challenging. Perhaps due to his attire resembling that of a beggar, security guards approached and intercepted him, mistaking him for a robber. Witnessing this scene, the manager quickly stepped in and informed the security personnel that this was the bank's VVIP.
跟着我，我按总统保镖给你开价，1个月咋得才10万吧？就10万，把你兄弟全叫来，你当保安队长，去我会计那儿领钱。
When you have money, you must know how to put on a show. And then there's the coach who used to look down on the two of them. Just the thought of it made them angry.
本来打算以普通人的身份跟你们相处，可换来的却是疏远。不装了。 我是亿万富翁，摊牌了。
He said he wanted to rent the entire soccer field, invite the most formidable team in the country for a 10 million yuan friendly match. Hearing this, it brought laughter from everyone. The coach thought it might be better to set the game aside for now and seriously took out money from his pocket, urging the two to go to the hospital for a checkup. But as soon as he grabbed the radio, a bulldozer came rumbling in and smashed right down. Before long, he secured the most expensive castle hotel for the soccer team.
你们这儿会员包一天呢是10几万，咱非会员呢怎么着也得20万。咱这样吧，一口价，1个月2000万，行不行？不会太为难你吧？
先生，您实在是太精明了，一时间我竟无言以对。
Although they now had dormitories and a cafeteria, it was still far from enough. He immediately announced the next plan, deciding to establish a company specifically for dream investment, and the CEO of the company would be none other than his good brother. With this sudden surge of happiness, the brother stepped forward and delivered an acceptance speech.
你们总说我是他身边的一条狗，当狗有什么不好？我现在想对你们说。
The next day, the accountant informed him that the nation's strongest soccer team had accepted his 10 million yuan offer for the friendly match. The accountant advised him to realistically assess his team's strength and to carefully consider the decision. Additionally, the accountant recommended attending a speech by her own boyfriend, where the content revolved around not becoming a slave to money.
对不起，我不会喝酒。
我也不会，主要是贵。
Upon hearing that the attendance for his speech was quite low, Wang Duyu took out a substantial amount of cash from the safe to book the entire venue for his speech.
另外一场我也报了。
来，干一杯。
你不是不喝酒？
And seeing the neglected gardens outside the castle, the accountant's boyfriend expressed regret. Without delay, Wang Duyu offered him the highest market price to come and manage the gardens.
明天早上我来上班，工具我那儿都齐。
Soon after, the Dream Investment Company was established. However, when Wang Duyu saw the notes his brother had taken, he felt instantly relieved. With a brother like him managing his company, he felt reassured. Later on, he made significant purchases of various stocks that were at their daily price limits, waiting for them to drop so he could take a loss. At this point, someone daringly proposed a project involving land-based swimming devices, and another suggested relocating Arctic glaciers to solve water scarcity in deserts and so on. He bought each of these ideas one by one. With such extravagant spending, everyone entered a state of revelry. Wang Duyu was now just waiting for himself to gradually go bankrupt. So, he decided to treat himself to the most luxurious spa massage session.
你们收费太便宜了。
而且我的服务一定会让您觉得物有所值。放松。
The woman mistakenly thought he was into role-playing cosplay, which was exactly what the just-arrived accountant saw. He quickly offered an explanation.
王总好，
嘿，你好，你好，
王总好，
你好，
王总好，
王总好，我刚才所说的王总好，并不是我在学他们一样跟您问好，而是我设计的这个园林的主题叫王总好。太棒！
On the other side, the woman from earlier was meeting with two fund managers who were trying to prevent him from obtaining the inheritance, discussing their next scheming move. In order to treat the legendary American investor Warren Buffett to roasted pig loins, he spared no expense and spent $40 million to bring him over. While most people would invite Buffett to understand how to make money, he was peculiarly interested in knowing how to lose money, leaving Buffett feeling insulted.
你再帮我问他最后一个问题，他这午餐能包月吗？
What? That's fucking ridiculous.
Buffett left angrily.
你告诉他啊，我钱都给他打过去了，他就算没吃饱，钱也不能退。
Seeing such a great opportunity go to waste, the accountant was so frustrated that she burst into tears. It turns out that she's not an ordinary person either. She used to have a well-known nickname, the Financial Street Black Widow, because every company she worked for went bankrupt. Wanting to shake off this reputation, she was determined to make the current company profitable through her efforts. But everything the boss did had already put the company in a state of imminent bankruptcy. And what's even worse, he wasn't the least bit concerned.
好了，你现在可以解雇我了。
在别人眼里你是黑寡妇，在我这儿你就是吉祥物。
Now, every day when he wakes up, the first thing he does is ask his mascot how much money was lost today. But the subsequent news almost drove him to collapse. Because of his dinner invitation to Buffett, all the shareholders followed suit and made $100 million from the stocks he bought. Though the plan to transport the iceberg failed, it so happened that on the way, they discovered several polar bears on the iceberg, whose image rights were sold, earning them a fortune. All sorts of dreams he invested in turned out to coincidentally make money as well. This news left him feeling as if life had lost all hope. Even his dreams were filled with the smug smile of his second granduncle. This frightened him so much that he quickly had someone find the accountant and spent money on fireworks in the city to pray for blessings. But the unlucky one wasn't just him, it was the accountant's birthday today, and not a single person was there to accompany her. In order to find out where the funds had gone, she specifically came to question the boss.
王多余，你是不是想泡我？
你要说不想吧，气氛烘到这儿。
请不要喜欢我，我跟你是不同世界的人。
The accountant's rejection instantly triggered his competitive spirit as a man. It also provided a convenient opportunity for spending. Soon after, he went on a frenzy of showing affection through the power of money. The whole town was filled with identical declarations of love, reaching levels of embarrassment. She intended to take a taxi and leave quickly, but to his surprise, the broadcast was inundated with messages of Wang Duiyu's love proposal. Back at the Castle Hotel, Wang Duiyu arranged for her favorite celebrity to perform a concert. In the days that followed, their relationship rapidly heated up. Yet, he didn't let love cloud his judgment, because his money wasn't exhausted. One morning, he heard some unfavorable news. His brother had managed to make him another 10 billion yuan. At that moment, he felt like dying. Suddenly, he remembered something the accountant had said. He immediately had a solution in mind. His plan was to establish an insurance company, and he started discussing the matter with people overnight. Despite having just made 10 billion yuan, the man was so infuriated that he left home. His good brother promptly reported his disappearance to the police.
我说挣了10个亿，人丢了。警察说那应该是蹦迪去了，让我们去夜店找找。
At that moment, he was holding a press conference. He began by introducing himself, stating that he was a late-blooming wealthy second generation.
一个不劳而获的人，却能合理的拥有着你们一辈子都奋斗不来的财富。你们瞅我来气不？大点声，来不来气？来气！好极了，我讨不讨厌？讨厌！我烦不烦人？烦人！我欠不欠揍？欠揍！注意保护我！我他妈都想给你一棒！
And now, onto the main topic. In order to rapidly bankrupt himself, he developed a unique insurance project. The fat insurance allowed anyone to purchase it for just 1 yuan, and for every kilogram of weight lost, they would receive 1,000 yuan. After launching this project, it immediately went viral, and the entire city started a nationwide fitness movement. No one used elevators anymore, even traffic police were directing pedestrians instead of vehicles. Of course, there were also quite a few attempting to defraud the insurance. This method indeed proved effective, and his money was quickly running out. As he was nearing his goal, the two fund managers couldn't sit still any longer. They approached the accountant's boyfriend and asked him to inform his girlfriend about the purpose behind Wang Duiyu's extravagant spending.
对不起，我从小接受的教育不支持我做这种事情，你们看错人了。看人真准。
Before long, the friendly match for Wang Duiyu's soccer team began. With his goal being not to lose by more than 10 goals. At the last moment, his good brother used his own body to block a goal, and he confessed that in the previous match, he had taken a bribe to fix the outcome. As the promised 10 million yuan friendly match concluded, he had completely lost the billion yuan. As he was preparing to peacefully inherit the inheritance, a call came in. His accountant had been kidnapped, once again throwing him into turmoil. He immediately suspected that the fund managers were up to something and rushed over with people. He was questioning them about the whereabouts of the accountant when the kidnappers called again. If he used the 10 million to ransom the accountant, he would be breaking the rules and forfeit the inheritance. In reality, all of this was his final test, testing whether he would give up his humanity for the sake of money.
就算他有那么一点点喜欢我，不可能，他肯定更喜欢那300亿。
At that very moment, Wang Duiyu called, hoping to negotiate with Mr. Jin to let him off the hook temporarily so he could use the money to save the accountant. Unfortunately, his request was heartlessly declined by Mr. Jin, shattering his dream of becoming wealthy. He thought about drowning his sorrows in alcohol.
王多余是个重情义的人。
忘忧草，忘了就好。
放心，我相信王多余 他不会对你放手不管的。如果一个人为了金钱而放弃了人性，他将会一辈子活在愧疚当中。
软弱的我们懂得残忍。
As time went on, this farce was bound to come to an end. But just as everyone was preparing to leave, a figure on the staircase startled them all. It turned out that in the end, Wang Duyu had chosen humanity over money and decided to give up the wealth.
祝贺王总，有情人终成眷属。
你通过了。
畜生！我就知道你完不成考验。
对不起，放错了。
哈哈哈！你果然没让我失望，我就知道你没问题，因为我们一样的优秀。
Watching the final image of Second Granduncle, Wang Duyu couldn't help but reflect on how Second Granduncle had spent his whole life making so much money, yet ended up without even having a companion by his side.
其实你应该管我叫二奶。
After inheriting a legacy of 30 billion yuan, the couple Wang Duyu and his wife decided to donate all the money except what they would need for raising their children in the future. So, they began calculating how much money they should retain. No voiceover can replicate the charm of the original film. A great movie deserves to be experienced in its full plot. Thank you for your watching and subscribing.